Personal mobility devices, or PMDs, which are a class of compact electrical vehicles, have been rising in popularity worldwide. Although they typically travel at very low speeds and come in small form factors, they are mandated to traverse in spaces traditionally reserved for pedestrians, which make them quite dangerous. Our research is motivated by the fact that these devices could greatly benefit from the recent interest in autonomous vehicle technology, both in terms of their general safety and overall functionality. With this context in mind, the focus of our research has been addressing the localization problem. Now, fast moving self driving vehicles generally localize using a suite of sensors, ranging from LiDARs to cameras, coupled with dense 3D point cloud maps of the environment. But this is resource intensive and expensive, making them unsuitable for resource constrained applications such as PMDs. Thus, our proposed system, dubbed VPP-Loc or Visual Pedestrian Path Localizer, uses a vision-only localization approach coupled with a very sparse 2D map to achieve robust localization for the operating conditions of PMDs. Using traditional state-of-the-art vision-only techniques, whether they are low-level feature-based or appearance-based, to construct pre-built maps that can be reused over long time frames is a difficult task due to the dynamic nature of urban outdoor environments. So these techniques end up relying on SLAM or plain visual odometry, which is computationally expensive at scale and prone to drift, needing robust loop closure to fix, which isn't always guaranteed. In contrast, VPP-Loc enables us to carry out localization on a sparse, pre-built map using persistent high-level semantic features found in typical urban environments. It fuses these high-level features with odometry data under standard EKF framework. We consider two categories of high-level feature observations for this purpose. The first involves bearings and semantic information to persistent environmental landmarks, such as street lamps, trees, parking meters, which are extracted using the YOLO version 2 object detection framework. The corresponding map for these observations simply consists of the 2D locations of these features and their corresponding semantic labels which aid in data association. This landmark detection has been implemented using both a monocular camera as well as a consumer-grade omnidirectional camera to improve the field of view, which is important due to the sparse nature of these landmarks. In the case of the omnidirectional camera, raw dual fisheye images are projected onto a perspective image using a unit sphere projection. An information gain-based active vision paradigm is then used to carry out perspective viewpoint selection to balance the trade-off between performance and processing limitations. The second category of observations consists of ground surface boundary observations related to curbs, pavement edges, manhole covers, etc., which are extracted using a CNN-based edge detection known as holistically nested edge detection or HED. The corresponding map for these ground surface boundaries is represented using a vector distance transform. This VDT representation means no extraction of geometric primitives such as lines or curves on the ground is required, as it implicitly captures the geometry of the environment. The EKF backend of the framework then estimates the pose and associated covariance by fusing these observations with odometry data that can be obtained using wheel encoders, IMU, visual odometry, or a combination of those. A detailed explanation can be found in our publications. This framework was implemented on a modified off-the-shelf mobility scooter. A RealSense D435 camera is used to capture ground surface observations, while a Ricoh Theta S omnidirectional camera is used for landmark detection. Also, an RTK GPS and Hokio laser is mounted purely for evaluation purposes and map building. Among the many real-world experiments carried out, I would like to highlight data from a roughly 8,000 square meter area in Glebe, Sydney, which was selected to demonstrate the overall performance and capabilities of VPP-Loc. Utilizing available sporadic ground truth information, VPP-Loc was compared with state-of-the-art vision-based localization techniques such as OrbSlam, VINS, and RTAB, both in their SLAM modes as well as localization modes across short-term and long-term timeframes. More details of these experiments can be found in our publications. In terms of future work, we are focusing on incorporating probabilistic information to our maps, as well as implementing path constraints to the EKF estimate. In summary, Utilizing CNN-based ground surface and environmental landmark observations enables VPP-Loc to carry out vision-only localization on a pre-built 2D map that is suitable for resource-constrained applications such as PMDs. Thank you.